Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about the Chinese period web drama 春闺梦里人 Romance of a Twin Flower. This is a 38 episodes web drama that's being aired on the platform Tencent. It is produced by Tencent and the company 华策克顿传媒. If you still remember many years ago, it was actually the company that produced 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. The drama is directed by 谢泽, written by 8 credited scriptwriters. Yes, no kidding, so I'm not gonna count their names out here one by one. It is based on an existing novel written by the author 白鹿成双 with the same title. This is a 穿越 novel, which means a contemporary main character spirited back in time into a fictional period setting story. Maybe because of all kinds of restrictions about 穿越 story within Chinese drama land, they changed that essential setting in this drama. The drama is led by 丁禹锡, 彭小苒, 易大千, 何昶希, 马可, and it was actually shot quite a while ago in May 2021 to the end of that year. Judging by the 7-month span of the production time, they probably run into some kind of lockdown during the COVID period in China. As I'm sitting down making this video, I've watched the first 14 episodes of this 38 episode drama. Based on what I've seen, I'll give it a 1.5 gold mine rating to be accurate. It's not yet hitting the 2, and we shall see later episodes whether it can bring that up. As usual, let me first introduce the story to you, and then we're gonna talk about what's worth watching and not so worth watching about this drama. I haven't read the original novel, but there's an essential difference. Like I said before, it was a 穿越 story that got adapted and then changed. It's no longer the female character gets a new spirit of a contemporary person. It's the female character gets swapped by her twin sister. It still hasn't explained exactly how that happened and is done in the drama up to this point. You can understand it as the original female character is the wife of this aristocrat male lead who falls off a cliff, like underneath, like that's classic. And it starts right at episode 1, so you're gonna see that and you're gonna remember Goodbye Princess for sure. Then when they went down the water, tried to rescue her, they pull up somebody who is actually her twin sister, who looks exactly like her, but obviously is a different person. And after she got out of the water, conveniently suffers amnesia, so she doesn't remember who she really is. And she is the wife to this guy who they've been married for 4 years and clearly not having a good marriage. Obviously now we have a new, looking the same but different person, female lead, and she needs to get used to the aristocrat household and get to know everybody around her that she doesn't know, and then falls in love for real now with this guy, and the guy also would fall in love with the new wife. That's the structure of the story, pretty old school and tropey. Now, let's talk about, first on the positive end, what are the worth watching points of this drama. Number 1, production quality wise, this is a pretty acceptable, refined, to a level, period idol drama. The first thing that jumped out to me is they pick a really unusual frame ratio for a typical standard Chinese idol period drama, and I have a feeling that they do it so that it can look more refined, and they do have a little bit more definition, detail in their lighting, in their prop, in their setting design than say happening at the same time on the same platform, the other drama I've just talked about, 花琉璃一文. If you compare these two dramas side by side, you can tell that 春闺梦里人 probably will cost more money. And if you want to compare to older dramas, also led by 丁禹锡 and also produced by Tencent, and everybody would compare this drama to Tiger and Rose a couple of years ago, this drama's budget and production standard will be higher. You can tell that just by looking at stuff on the screen. Point number 2, the main lead's acting. I would admit the reason that I would go and check out this drama is because of 丁禹锡 being the male lead, and he looks 99% like what he looks like in Tiger and Rose. Basically because I really liked Tiger and Rose and liked his role Han Shuo, and I want to see what he would look like in this drama, whether he's gonna continue to perform to my expectation of his period drama, romantic drama acting. I would say so far I'm very happy with his performance. He is still that 丁禹锡 who is very good at micro expression, pacing his acting. In the conversation that he's doing with other characters, you can literally see the thoughts that's going behind his eyes. And all the reaction and timing and looks and expressions are very on point. And I've noticed that of his acting in Tiger and Rose, and he continued to perform really well in this drama too. So if you liked his performance in that drama, I don't see why you wouldn't like his performance in this one too. Then Peng Xiaoran as the female lead, I would say she's actually not a bad actress given the right kind of script and direction. She's pretty impressive in Goodbye Princess. In this drama, her role is actually not so easy to do because she's the typical way too happy and noisy, bubbly kind of character. It's very easy to play this role to the point where she gets too annoying for you. Luckily, so far, it's not that case. Two leads are doing a really good job, as I expect they would be doing, and they kind of each do their own role really well. But in terms of their chemistry, so far hasn't worked out that well as, say, Tiger and Rose. And the whole mystery of chemistry is never clear and very hard to quantify. But so far, I haven't gotten it fully yet. Also, the actor He Changxi plays a bodyguard role of the male lead in this drama. If you've watched that very embarrassment-inducing variety show, 演员请就位. Still remember He Changxi and Guo Jingming and all the episodes that happened? Don't have the best impression of him, honestly speaking. So when I saw him showing up in this drama, I'm like, oh, is he gonna ruin this drama, although he's just a supporting role? So far, actually not. Because his role is not difficult to play, he pretty much can just stay stone-faced 99% of the time. So in the acting department of things, I don't have a huge problem with anybody. Oh, and one thing I want to remind you, my dear audiences, is if you want to see the male lead gets tortured, this drama has a lot. You like looking at your male lead getting poked and beaten and blood spilling everywhere. Well, this drama will have that multiple times and sooner than you think, right? Although not episode 1, but it happens pretty early on and it will happen many times. So if you want to look at Ding Yuxi getting tortured, you're gonna have a huge serving of that. So that may be one extra reason for you to go and check out this drama. At least that's for me, for sure. I know it sounds so wrong, but honestly speaking, audience are psychopaths. Then the third point on the positive end, the story itself is rather enjoyable to watch. I wouldn't say it's as exciting, laughter-inducing as Tiger and Rose a couple of years ago. It's definitely not as comedy jam-packed as Story Love that happens recently, but it's funnier than, unfortunately, I'm gonna use that drama I've just talked about, 花琉璃译文, Royal Rumor. It's just my personal opinion. Plot-wise, what are the things that will hook you and won't make you look at a screen instead of look at other things and watch it as an audio play? This drama will have a little bit more dramatic stuff going on than the other one. So fun level, it's slightly higher than the other drama. These points stated above are what I think worth watching about this drama. Now let's move on to the not so pretty side of things. Number 1, can you guess? Dubbing! This time is particularly bad because first, Ding Yuxi gets dubbed by somebody I don't think really fits him that well. Sometimes it feels very jarring because you know what he sounds like if you've watched a couple of his previous stuff. And also in this drama, they really use very dubby style, if that's a word, for the action. You hear a lot of the expressions. The tone in the voice. If you look at the actress, they probably are not really doing that much of a facial expression, but the sound that comes out of their mouth is more acting than their actual acting. So occasionally it really bothers me. Both actors, Ding Yuxi and Peng Xiaoran, they can do their lines just fine. And then Peng Xiaoran, she used to be a TV host. Her Mandarin is impeccable, so don't understand why, but it's very frustrating to see that. And had this drama actually being dubbed by themselves, I think it will be at least 20% more interesting to watch. Unfortunately, we don't have that. The second point is something I really cannot understand. Why do you style the female lead like that? She looks like a different person from every other character in this drama. Even her original body, which is the wife who jumps off the cliff, her sister, technically speaking, had the hair down hairstyle and almost like a xianxia hairstyle when she shows up for the first episode and then jumps into the water. Then when she comes out, she then has the very 星落凝成糖 hairstyle with the dangling hair ornaments and mostly down hair, and I don't understand why, because it looks really bad. It makes her look more like a servant girl than her servant girl. If you are actually clearly telling people you are a 穿越 story where the female lead is a contemporary person and she doesn't want to have her hair up every day, she think it's too much, you need to let people know. But clearly you can't, because you're playing the twin girl card. Then it got to the weird place where she just looks very out of place. Hair up is harder to do, but it's just more right for the time. You know, I do this for the video. It's not like I can get extra payment from YouTube by doing that, but I still bother. So for proper production, how much more money is it gonna cost you for you to just comb her hair up? Then the third point, I kind of already started talking about that, which is changing the setting and not being able to explain the setting, but still goes with the 穿越 setting in secret, making the story therefore does not make sense and incoherent. Because they changed the 穿越 to the twin girl swapping, both girls are that fictional time setting people. They're just different people. And the female lead lost her memory. But then even if you lose your memory, your action, your behavior, your language would still be existing in your brain, fitting that time. But in the drama, you see Peng Xiaoran's acting and the lines that's written for her and her stuff she does, everything. It's so contemporary person. She walks like a contemporary person, talks like one. Her inspiration is to open her own shop and have her own businesses, and she doesn't have any concerns about ancient times setting social standards of anything. So that clearly is a contemporary person, but then they're not telling you that in the drama. They're just telling you she lost her memory. How can somebody lost their memory and then completely become a different era person? That would not make sense. So the drama is in this awkward position of changing the outward appearance of the story, but not actually changing the core, and therefore what you're telling is conflicting with your setup. And if you do know about that, you probably can forgive them. But if you come from, you know, places where you have no idea about this goes on in the background, then you may get very confused about why you get a female lead who would basically be so out of place and out of time. Then the final thing hasn't happened yet. I do hope it doesn't happen, which is 38 episodes. We still have 24 episodes to go for this drama. You're gonna need a shitload of plot and a lot of new things to happen to fill that up and not make it boring. Now, given I haven't read a book, so I don't want to go and check out the book. I want to get surprised and hope later plot will be engaging to watch. I do have confidence in the acting ability of Ding Yuxi and Peng Xiaoran. If later plots, you know, start to move to all kinds of places, they're going to be able to hold it. But in terms of the script writing quality, so far, with 14 episodes I've watched, I doubt it's going to receive a quantum leap in quality in the later parts, if they're still written by these same people. Now, this drama is written by 8 people, so whether they work together to write the whole thing or they divide and conquer. So first 4 episodes by one person, the next 4, and then they just have one person sitting down and trying to match all the details. If it's completely segregated, right, then you may receive either surprise, good surprise in later parts, or really bad surprise in later parts. So that's also a very volatile element of the future development of the story. So that should conclude my first impression of the drama 春闺梦里人, Romance of a Twin Flower. If it improves greatly later, if it provides certain moments that I totally didn't see coming later, I may talk about it again. But right now, I cannot tell yet. Hope that's useful for you to decide whether you should now jump into this drama or wait a bit longer. Invest your time wisely, because your attention is the most valuable assets. Unfortunately, that's how the big tech companies view every one of us. Me and you, everyone included. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.